Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Pickle Designs. Today I have an earring tutorial. This is kind of a design on the fly, but I wanted to use the Jesse James Magical Mystery Bead box in Octopus's Garden, and that's the box for June 2024. And I wanted to make these giant pair of statement earrings, and if they turn out the way that they are in my mind, they're going to be pretty magical. So I've pulled some components already from the box. This up here is from the Saltwater Kisses mix. Then we have some enamel, basically tassel caps with a large cavity. And then I brought out all the tassels from the Saltwater Kisses mix, and I've gone ahead and prepared 3 links of chain in a mixed metals color because my tassel caps are silver and then my tassels themselves have the gold accents, so I just wanted to play into the mixed metals. So the first step that I've done is I've taken a 3-inch piece of German style wire here, and this is a 20 gauge silver, and I made a large eye pin out of it, and so I'll show you how to do that. I've already kind of warmed up this wire here, and I'm going to take my bell making pliers and I'm going to use the second round on there, and I'm going to make a circle. And this is not typically how I make my head pins, but when I'm using my bell making pliers I will do it this way, and so then I just straighten it out like that. And so that'll give me an identical loop on each side. It doesn't matter too bad if you don't have these. This is just something for my spicy brain. I just like to know that they are the same size. However, it doesn't matter because once you put them on, you will not see them at all. But it just makes sure you have enough room for your chains. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up one of these eye pins. I'm going to stagger the gold, so I'm just gonna thread these on. This is my middle length, this is my longest length, and then this is my shortest length. At this point, you can add more chains if you want to. I'm gonna see what this looks like. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think it'll be okay because we're gonna have a lot going on in this. So I'm just gonna put that kind of off to the side. We do not need to have that attached on there yet, but I'm gonna take half of our materials here and move them off to the side so we're not confused visually in the camera. And so we have our chains here, and this is the fun part. I have gold and silver jump rings. I'm gonna get some of those out. And so I'm going to put gold jump rings on the silver chains and then silver jump rings on the gold chains, again, just to kind of hype up that mixed metals look. But at the end of each chain, we kind of want to have a little bit of a heavier bead. I don't want to have the tassel on the end per se because it doesn't provide enough weight. So I know in this Saltwater Kisses, I definitely want to use one of these purple drops, and I'm going to take another one out just to set it off to the side so that we know that you have enough for both sides. And so I have this piece of 20 gauge wire, and I'm just going to do a briolet wrap here, just a simple little wrap. So I'm going to take my pliers, bend long side up, and then short side perpendicular. And we're just gonna do one like little securing wrap here. I don't want too much length on this guy, and so that'll be good enough. We can take our pliers and make sure it's scooted flush and just kind of manipulate it how you need it to go. And we're just gonna do a faux like wrap look. I'm just gonna do a simple loop at the top. And I'm gonna make it pretty small. All right, so there's our little brio. I definitely want this on that middle tier. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead off camera and mirror the other side as I go. Next up, from that Saltwater Kisses bead mix, we are gonna use this cute little faceted square bead here, and I'm just gonna put it on a head pin, and I'm just gonna do a simple loop on that. I'm gonna make it pretty small because this one I am going to attach with a jump ring just for some added texture. So these are all those little elements that make your jewelry special, just like that little extra attention to detail, because this is just a simple loop, right? But if we take this gold jump ring over here, and this looks to be probably a 5mm, it kind of just brings in a little extra dimension of interest. Sorry, I was a little off camera there, but I just made a simple loop for our little square bead and then attached it with a gold jump ring. So here's what we're looking like so far. Look how cute it's looking. I love it already. All right, next for our last piece of gold wire here, I'm just gonna put a bead cap from that Saltwater Kisses mix with a rondelle from the same mix, and I'm gonna leave the top bare. It kind of just gives it like a little plant vibe to it. Again, we're doing a simple loop. Plain little simple loop here. I'm going to take a little silver jump ring because it's a gold chain. We're going to just take it and attach it to the bottom of our chain here. Make sure it's nice and closed. And now we have kind of like our anchors to our chains to make sure it's not like just, there's actually some weight to our chains to where it'll keep kind of like its shape. So those are just, they're already so pretty. It's almost like I don't want to do anything more to them, but we're going to, because why not, you know? So before we start adding more charms, I just wanted to go ahead and put this bead cap on, this tassel cap. And I think the stack that I'm gonna go with is another one of these bead caps, that purple marguerite bead, and then another one of the bead caps. And so it kind of makes this like almost dual flower look to it. And again, I want a simple loop. I am not a huge fan of wire wrap loops. And so I'm gonna try to get this as close to the edge here as possible, so that it sits right, and we'll make a decent sized loop here. It's gonna be a little too big here. And so making sure that's kind of like it's snug and sits right down into that whole area, that's going to be the key for this one. So that when it hangs, it's all one cohesive unit. As you can see, it's not flopping all the way around. And so here's the basis of our earring. And so now the fun part begins, and that's just figuring out your tassel placement as well as your other embellishments. So some of our other embellishments can include other beads from this mix. Because these beads are small as well, I think I want to pull out maybe one of the jellyfish. Dude, these are it's so cute. I think I want to pull out one of the jellyfish per earring. I just have to. It is so cute. And then definitely the pearls. I'm going to use both pearls for that earring. And so I'll just go ahead and wrap these guys back up. We may dip into it a little bit later, but I know for sure I want to use those beads. So I'll put that off to the side, and I will attach my tassels. And so again, this is just user choice. Wherever you want to attach, I'm going to attach them the same way as I do my other ones. So using head pins and then attaching them with the opposite color jump ring. Unfortunately, right now, I really only have silver head pins, so that's just what I have to use. But Let's go ahead and put as many embellishments on here as we want, and I'll check in periodically. I am going to work on this a little bit off camera, but it's a straightforward concept, so go forth, add your dangles, and I'll meet you back. So quickly, I wanted to show you another type of embellishment that I decided to do, and I took this really cool bead cap from the Mariana Trench bead mix here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed one of those really cute blue pearls and then put that really cool bead cap on that, and it kind of just makes it look like a flower. So now that this bead cap is large, I am going to take back what I said about wrap loops. I am going to do a wrap loop on this one just so I can make it more secure. And so just the tiniest wrap loop that I can manage, because we will be attaching this with a jump ring. And so these head pins are super soft, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it a few times here. As you can see, you can do a messy or you know, kind of particular. Sorry, I had to get my new clippers because my other nippers are just so dull and they haven't been in stock and I haven't been able to get any. But so then I tuck in my end like that. Not the prettiest loop in the world, however, we will survive. I'm gonna grab a silver jump ring for this guy, because I am going to attach it on the 5th one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to attach it to the 6th rung. Make sure it's secure. And so far, this is what we are looking like. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do here is attach our ear wire, and I'm going to, again, bring that gold all the way up to the top here. So I'm using a heavy gauge jump ring. It's kind of a design element just for the looks itself. And then I want to feed on our ear wire. And I changed from a fish hook to a lever back just because these are chunky and funky. But look, everybody, these are your earrings. Look how cute they are. I kept it actually a little bit simple in my book, at least. You know, typically I will fill like each chain up with as many dangles as I can, because I like that full look. But the way that these lay when it's not as full, so as you can see here, the longest chain actually doesn't have a lot in the back, and that's so that the other two chains can kind of like lay really nicely layered against one another. So just keep that in mind, just keep playing with it, make it how you like it. But here they are. I'm gonna get some close-up shots here at the end. All right, everybody, so here's a close-up of our beautiful long shoulder duster earrings made with the Jessie James Magical Mystery Bead Box for June 2024. And I tell you guys, like, I haven't even basically scratched the surface of even one of these bead mixes, and I made this huge earring set. I'm like, if you look at my mix, it looks like I've barely even touched it. It just looks like I took the tassels out. But I have so many more beads to play with for the rest of the month. If you try this tutorial, let me know down in the comments below how you liked it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what I should call this earring set. And I hope you guys are staying safe and well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.